paper, where paper and pictures tell my story. I continue to play along with Off the Board with Pineapple Papers. Today is also Christmas in July, so it's July 25th. It is a Thursday, so the prompt for Off the Board, where we take a Pinterest pin off our board, is texture. And I have this lovely lift I'm going to do from Miss Carrie's Creations. I will have her information linked below. She stitched this beautiful Christmas tree, and I wanted to show you. I want to start off by showing you what I've done so far. So I have pictures of our stockings under the on the fireplace. They're too heavy to hang, and I believe these are we have 2 dogs, so I think, I'm not sure why there's 3 hanging up there, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Someone didn't get very much in their stocking. So here's my picture, and I've already started stitching, but I wanted to show you how I set this up. So I have this cut file, and I cut this out on my Cricut. Now I think Carrie made hers bigger, which would make it easier for stitching purposes, but I did it as it was here. What I did was I laid it over, and you can see I have my washi tape. I laid it over my 12 by 12 paper, and then, and is this even gonna work? Let's see. Yeah, oh yeah, sure. Okay, so, and then you can see I moved it up a little bit here. So I have a little bit of, I placed it where I wanted it. And then I poked holes with, I think it was with a smaller needle. This is my huge paper needle. So, and I should have probably used this needle to make the holes, because I ran into a couple issues. But, so then I made the holes, and I've already stitched with gray or silver the ornament tops. You can see I have one more to go. But the issue that I ran into was, you can see here on this little one, the holes for this big needle are too close, so I've got 1 hole. So that's why this one, I'm gonna work on that next. I think I have one spot here where I didn't finish. I caught that, so I'm gonna have to do that. Now my back does not look pretty, but that's okay. You're not gonna see it, and I could really back this with another piece of paper just to cover it. Not that everybody's looking at the back, but there's the back. And then my plan is, out of my stash, and I don't know if you guys have like secondhand stores, but I have been, if I'm ever at a thrift store, I will look. Sometimes they have crafting items, and these are very inexpensive. Not that they're expensive to buy anyway, but these are just what I had in my stash. And I know a lot of them, or if not all of them, are from like a thrift store. So I'm going to use these pretty pinks, and I didn't have any red. I think I had 1 red, but I wanted different shades. So I have different shades of green, different shades of pink. I'm going to stitch this, and then I'll come back and tell you all about it. Welcome back, and I need to tell you that the cut file is from Hip Kit Club, and that is what Miss Carrie's Creations was designing this page for. So I went into my stash of Christmas papers and pulled out these. I was going to use that wreath paper sideways, because it's just going to be a little border. It's not big enough for what I needed. So I go back into my stash and just get this cardstock out, and I have a big enough piece. So that works. And in a moment, you will see those cut down. And there we go. So the next step then is to go into my stash for my Christmas items. And I wanted to go with kind of the pinks and the greens, which this was perfect. I'm not sure where this came from, but it was a nice little border piece. But I also have, you'll see me pull out some things in a moment that have some blues in them, and I wasn't so sure about, and it's kind of the bright blue, about using that. But I do have, I think I had like a 12 by 12 paper pad that had some cut aparts. Then you can see those there. So I'm definitely using this border, and I'm going to trim it down so that it just goes along the bottom of that picture. And while I am getting all that stuff out of my stash, I just want to make sure that you look below. You'll see everybody that's listed that's playing along with Christmas in July. Now, I've gotten mine up late, so you might not see me listed on their videos, but go check out everybody's videos. And then the other thing is Off the Board with Pineapple Papers. It's all month. This month we're taking pins from our Pinterest board, and today is texture, and that is why I'm using the stitching. But go check out to see what everybody else is doing for the whole month. These are very random pieces I have in my stash. And the ones up in that left corner there, that the bow and then those presents with the bit of blue in it, that I think there was a scrapbook company that did maybe just kits. And this would have been from probably close to 2000. And I only have this Christmas, and not all the Christmas collection, just some, but it's like frames, mostly frames, and little embellishments. And I was working to get, this is just part of a pattern paper, but it's kind of lighter in color than the rest of the things, so I didn't really want to go with that. I do have this title of Season's Greetings I'm going to use. I'm going to get the layers adhered down with my ATG adhesive, and then I will work on the title of the Season's Greetings along with getting those presents along the bottom of the picture. And I'm working hard so that you can still see at least a little bit of all of the stitched ornaments because I did take so much time. I never gave it a thought to, would it overlap and was there something that I didn't have to stitch? But that's okay because you can see part of each envelope ornament. Okay, so these were Dollar Tree stickers. I don't end up using those. They have like a border around them that's kind of a not really orange, well, kind of orangey color, and I just didn't feel like it went with the rest of the page. So those don't end up getting used. Here's my title, Season's Greetings. Here are my packages that I don't want to cover up my stockings. So that's going to lay down there, and I will trim that off the end of the page. Next up, I'm going to use a cut apart, and I'm going to make it into a tag. And you're just gonna see like a poinsettia on the top piece. There I go. I'm just gonna hand cut it. I just make the first cut, fold it in half, get the same cut on on the other side, and you're not gonna see any of those words. I could have trimmed that off. I just didn't know the best way to do it, so I just kind of stuck it in there. Look how cute that is. And then this is from that, oh, the collection I had just from a long time ago that I don't know who the name of the company was, but it was just like kits. So I'm going to get that on there. And then I do have some blue, obviously, in my layout. And it's really going to be the only kind of light blue that's in the whole thing. I try out a lot of different things for that right corner cluster. And it takes me a while to figure out, those stickers are coming back. Takes me a while to figure out what's going to work over there. And that pattern paper, again, keeps coming back and I can't make it work. And then I finally figure out, hey, I've got the rest of these gift. Well, I try that to get the blue on the other side, and that just, I couldn't get those to layer so that they looked correct. I mean, that would have worked, but I didn't like the way that looked. So I will trim off that present on the side of the paper, and then I use those gifts on the other side, and that's perfect. The other thing that happens is there's like a branding strip on my desk. It's a Vicky Bouton one, and it's got a kind of a turquoisey color in it, and that's what I'm gonna figure out is gonna layer underneath those presents, and I just really like it. So let's see if I bring that in. I did trim it down I think on the left-hand side to make it look like it's supposed to be there. So there is my other piece. And then the final thing, I go back into my stash and I find some stickers, and I think this might have been in like one of those Paper Studio kits. But I take the sticker that says ornament and it's red, and it's going to sit up on the right-hand side here in just a moment. Just a nice little red sticker that says ornament, which took me about a week to off and on to stitch those ornaments. I'll trim that off, and that's essentially it. Now, I did not frame the layout like Miss Carrie did, but other than that, I think I stuck pretty true to the layout. So thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you have a fabulous day, and please come back and see me again soon.